guys, welcome back to Africa, my love. My name is Tembi Basan, aka No Tembi, aka the Rich Mogul. On today's episode, we will be discussing what to do when you get raped. Welcome to episode 5. Trigger warning before we start, we are discussing a very serious issue, which might be traumatic or trigger some people who are victims or survivors of SA or rape. So if you're not in the right frame of mind to engage in this conversation, I advise you to just skip this video because it may be triggering for some people. So we are going to start and let's go. So what to do if someone raped you? So you need to go to a safe place. So that can either be home, it can be someone you trust, a friend, a family member. So you need to do this ASAP after it occurs. And I know a lot of people advise you not to change your clothes, preferably, or to shower after the incident occurs so that we can have proof of DNA. And if you go straight to the police, they can open a case and take you to a forensic unit, to the hospital, or to call an ambulance to assist you. And you do not have to go to the police or report the rape if you do not feel comfortable doing so. Okay. And then for those of you who don't know, well, not a lot of people will know, I am doing this episode because it's something that's very close to my heart, and I have also been a victim of SA within the past 2 months. So I was doing this because I know that there's a lot of people who have suffered with SA or rape and they don't know what to do in these cases. So I hope it's helpful for the survivors and anybody who's struggling with this at the current moment. I thought when I was writing my notes that I would want to speak about my experience, but now that I'm actually doing the video and shooting it, I actually don't want to speak about what I went through. So I'm just going to tell you what to do if you do get raped and keep it flowing like the water. And then number 2, tell someone who you trust. The first person you tell about the incident will sometimes be asked to go to court. This person will be considered the first contact witness. And if it happens to be a stranger who you tell, please make sure that you have written down their contact details, as this is important if you decide to report the SA, as the police will need to find them as part of the investigation as well. And then number 3, please make sure that you go to a hospital or to a doctor. You have the right to access to free medical treatment at a Tutu Zala Care Center. You will also be given the option of laying a charge, a criminal charge at these centers centers, but you will still receive medical attention even if you do not wish to lay a charge. So if you don't want to go to the police or you don't want to lay a charge, you don't have to. You can just get the medical attention that you need, which is very important, especially after the incident occurs. And net care hospitals also provide multifaceted treatment and support free of charge to survivors. And then this is very, very, very important. It's number 4, however, it's very, very important. Please make sure that you receive medical attention within 72 hours. This is very important, especially if the incident was unprotected, which is most cases. So you will receive medication that prevents HIV infection, which should be taken as soon as possible after the incident occurs within 3 days. So if you don't go immediately after, make sure that you go within 3 days of the incident occurring. It's very important for your health. And they will test you. If you're HIV negative, the hospital or clinic will give you antiviral drugs, ARVs, to prevent HIV infection. And then I think 6 weeks after that you'll have to take it, and then 6 weeks after that you go and test again, and you will see if you're negative or positive. And even if you do end up contracting the virus, it's not the end of the world. You can still live a healthy life as long as you take your medication, etc. And then the ARVs form part of a group of medicines which are called, I don't know how to say this word, but it's post-exposure prophylaxis, but we all know it as PrEP, otherwise known as PrEP. And then you can decide whether you want to report the rape or to the police. You may not feel like making this decision soon after the rape because it's very triggering, especially if you know somebody who's been through the process after a rape of going to go to the doctor. They'll tell you that you have to go to the doctor, like you go to the doctor first. If they don't have rape kits at the doctor, they will tell you to go to a hospital. Then when you get to the hospital, you have to start again and explain what happened, and then you have to be tested again for HIV. And then when you go to the police, you have to say the story again. So personally, I wish they could have like a situation where you go to the doctor, and then when you go to the doctor, already they can just update the hospital and the cops. Sorry, so that you don't have to repeating the story. You don't have to be repeating the story over and over again, especially after it happens, no matter if it's within 3 days or if the incident just occurred. It's very traumatizing for somebody to go through an SA incident and then have to repeat it over and over again. So yeah, and SARS can be called to the hospital for you if you want to report the case. And it's very important for you to get a rape kit even if you don't want to lay a charge at the present moment, just in case you end up changing your mind at a later stage, so that you do have the evidence. And in my case, I went to the doctor, and then I went to the hospital, and then there was a problem with the rape kits, and by that time I'd already been at the doctor and at the hospital for about 6 hours, so I just gave up and went home. So I didn't end up doing it. But if you have the chance to do a rape kit, I highly recommend that you do, because I really wanted to do one because I knew I wasn't going to open a case, but I wanted to have the evidence there in case somebody else decides to speak up, and so that I can have proof to say, okay, that happened to me, here's proof to help that person win the case. So I lost the war, but you can win the war. And then today on Book of the Day, we have The Girl with the Louding Voice. Oh, sorry. And I'm going to put all of the rape crisis lines here and all of the information you can call if you need help regarding rape. The rape crisis hotline is going to go over here. And then the Book of the Day is also going to go over here. I don't have my hard copy because somebody took my hard copy, but it's going to be The Girl with the Louding Voice. Absolutely love it. It's absolutely motivational. It's written in pidgin, and it's very educational. I learned a lot about Nigeria during this book, and I really love it. It's my favorite book in the whole entire world. So thank you guys for staying tuned to episode 5. Thank you for watching episode 5. See you guys in 2 weeks.